tough to change, and it takes years for a person to change. I got one man I've been working on for 24 years, and he's still all about him. It's all about what I've got, what I need, and heck of everybody else. And he's watched me service people week after week for 20 years, and I very doubt he being that one particular ever change. Some do, but most don't. The man who has everything and ready to retire, those type people are very easy. And where you get people change is by showing and being a part of that change. People just don't say, oh, I'm going to change. I have a man that has never helped no one. He's financially secure in his life, nice home, nice wife, and he's watched me for 2 or 3 months every Wednesday, dedicated to going feeding these people. Finally, he came around. He says, "Could I bring some brownies?" And last week he cooked about 8 meatloaves, which each one would feed 10 people. And he cooked the meatloaves and brought them. And now he's dedicated to coming. Another man came one time, and he's very financially off. He doesn't have to work, but he comes each and every week. He's been there for 2 years, and he brings the coffee each week. And of course, they throw a few bucks in to help with food, but he comes and he will tell you now that this is what I live for. I look forward to this 1 hour a week. I set everything else aside, and I come bring coffee for the folks that they feed.
One of our viewers heard what you said, and they're interested. So if they were to come and help you serve food or some other service project, what might they expect to get from being of service to someone else?
Well, I don't think when you come to the idea, I'm going to come and help serve, I'm going to get something for it. I think that's the wrong way of thinking. And I tell people that. But I do know if you're of service to other people and you help and you do what I do, God will bless you over and over and over again. So it's a blessings in it. My power group people, they help with expenses on my feed. So each week they will throw a few bucks in the kitty so I have enough to buy the groceries with, because it also costs money to feed 70 people a week. So they help me with the cost on it. And just by helping the cost on it, they see a blessing out of it. And they've been doing that for years and years. And they don't ask for no return. Of course, they bring clothes, they bring shoes, they bring blankets, all kinds of things that helps with all this too. Bicycles, quite a bit of things that goes through all this.
Let's pretend for a moment that all 7 billion of us, all the people on the planet, are going to watch this video. What would you say to us?
Best thing I can tell anybody is be a service to other people and help other people.
What's your favorite movie?
I like the Roy Rogers movies.
Why?
Well, Roy Rogers was part of our family, so I kind of grew up around him and watching his movies. He and my brother kind of grew up together at once, and I just liked his movies, and I still like his movies. You can't find them anymore, but it was just one of my favorites.
How can we help people who have ordinary or even subpar parents to become servant leaders?
There was a man I talk about a lot named Harry Testronata. He was a Greek. And this Greek man, Harry, came to America on a ship at 14 years old and had nothing, but he come to a new world, just like a lot of people did, and you hear those stories. He come to America, and he ended up in this little town called Portsmouth, Ohio, where I lived at. And he started a pie company, and called Phoenix Pie Company, just in his kitchen of nothing. And he built that on to be a multimillionaire. And these is in the 30s and 40s. And I tell people, and I tell all my grandkids, I've got 70 grandkids, as a matter of fact.
That's a lot.
So I tell all my grandkids, you find you someone that you can be an idol to, and you go service them. So what I did was, in high school, I would go and offer to cut this man's grass. I cut his grass, I washed his cars, and I kept doing more and more things for him. So when I got my driver's license, then I would drive him to Florida each winter. We wintered there, and he'd fly me back. And I kept servicing him all the time for little or no pay. I asked no pay, what did he give me? So I made myself available anytime he needed anything, no matter what it was, I helped that man. And never asked for no pay, never asked for no return, but he had more than what I had, and I wanted to be like him, and I thought just being in his surroundings I would learn, which I did. And he's the one that paid my college tuition to go to college, which I wanted to go, my family couldn't. So then when I got out of college, I wanted to have my own company, but I had no money, zero money. So I had to get a job, and I went to this restaurant where construction people hung out at every morning and would hang out with the contractors, knowing none of them. But I would hang out with them to finally one of them give me a job, and that was sanding drywall, the worst job you could get at this
Pretty
point.
bad, yeah.
Yeah. And he had three.
Cleaning up the trash is the only lower job there is.
Right. No, chasing possums is. So I went with him to sand this 3 apartment buildings, and he told me to give me, he just said $360. I thought it was $360. So 3 weeks later, I got done, and he had me $36. And I says, I thought it was $360. No. Quarter cent a foot comes out $36. But see, I was placed in that position for one thing, because the contractor had came to the job one day and he asked 2 of us to come move a refrigerator for him and at his house. We went to his house. I can still see the house in my mind now, 3-car garage, beautiful landscape cottage house. We moved the refrigerator in this house, a modern kitchen, and like I'd never seen before, and he was a contractor. At that point, I made my mind up, I need to be a contractor. So I finished my little sanding job out, and I started my route to be a contractor. And I knew if I was a contractor, then I could hire me a registered architect, and I'd have my license, I could do my architecture work. So finding someone, the answer is finding someone that you can idle and be around, and associate with, and let their knowledge rub off on you. And I do it yet today, but now it's kind of at my age, it's hard to find people that I could learn from. But there is still people out there you learn.
Thank you so much for meeting with me. I appreciate you taking your time.
Well, I appreciate it. I like new ventures.